2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Hands up. Reach down. 1, 2, 3. To your right. 2, 3. To your left. 2, 3. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, one more. Hands up. 2, 3. To your right. To your left. Center. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands on your waist. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center cross. Your forearms. Hold your kneecaps. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Switch hands. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cross your forearms. 9, 10. 1, 2. Center. Hands on your waist. Okay, neck turning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Back and forth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center, tilt to the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2. Center down. Circular movements. 1, 2, 3. Reverse. 1, 2, and 3. Center, hands up. Okay, deep breathing. Fold your elbows out to the side, up on your toes, and down. Inhale, breathe through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose, tongue touching the roof of the mouth, and down. Okay, we'll step up a little bit. Okay, Okay, ready? Spread your feet. Okay, let's try that again. Let's pivot on the balls of the feet, and the heel, and then the balls. Ready? Turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and stop. So I'm going to do a little stretching. So do the best you can with these, and okay, switch. 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 Switch, straighten the front knee. Switch. 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 Okay, center, so this is optional. Okay, we'll pull one leg in. Okay, we shake it out. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, hands on your hips. Shoulder roll. Reverse. And center. Okay, palms down. Press to the rear. Release. Exhale. Inhale. Breathe through your nose. And stop. Hands up. Inhale, open your toes. Exhale. Inhale. Okay. Now fold the elbows and knees, circular movements. Okay, reverse. And center. Okay, palms down from shoulders. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop. Okay, shake it out. Okay, hands on your hips, glide side to side, shifting weight. Okay, relax the hips. So you're trying to get the hip to protrude to the side. Okay, to the left side, palms down, lift the knee, switch. Okay, right foot forward. Okay, just the tip of the toe on the right side. Left side down, up, and down. Okay, from the elbows, fold from the elbow, and so this is called insert the needle. And center, switch, lift. So just from the elbow, okay, so it doesn't have to go up like that. Yeah, so there's a little bit involved with that movement, so that exercise just takes a little coordination and control. Up on the toes and down. Okay, hold the ball, just step forward. Okay, there's silk reeling. Hold the ball, lean forward, spread the hands. Is that Sam? Oh, it's been a while. I see. Good seeing you. And center. Okay, switch. Okay, the hold the ball is this position. The lower hand goes forward with the forward lean. Sit back, rear hand comes over the top. So it may be easier to just do the front hand first. The front hand. The rear hand goes over the top when you're here, and then it trails the front hand. So they spread and split from the bottom as they cross. Okay, center. Okay, let's switch feet, cross. Okay, now we're going to end up like this. Then cross again. Okay, relax the shoulders, relax the arms. Try not to be too physical. Center. Cross. Open and close. Okay, center, feet parallel, shoulder width, circular movements. Okay, lower hoop, rounding out. Okay, relax, cup your hands, spread your fingers, elbows out to the side slightly. Okay, shoulder height. Okay, elbows down. palms down, straighten up. Okay, fingertips pointing down. Okay, deep breathing again. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, let's do the leg swing or the step. Okay, ready? So this is the step. And once you get the rhythm, you can just continue to just let the leg swing like a pendulum. And then if you can, just balance and swing. And switch, try the other side. Okay, let's let it go. And center. Okay, set it up like this. Okay, turn your hips, your pelvis a little bit to the corner so the front hip allows you to clear that front leg when you do this. Same applies here. Once you get the rhythm, you can let it swing continuously. And center. Switch. And center. Okay, deep breathing, hands up. Inhale. Okay, one more. Inhale. So we're going to split up the class a little bit with the newer people. Did you want to shift, work with Sonny? Sonny's in the gray shirt there with the glasses, yeah. And then Constantine, do you want to stay with us or do you want to go over there? Okay. And then it's Charlotte. Charlotte, she can go to the other side. Follow Sonny. He's going to take you through some of the, more of the stuff we just did, kind of review it. And if you have any questions, then if you can work with Sonny too. Okay, so let's, so we'll continue with the warm-ups, right? Or the fundamentals, okay? Diagonal flying. So these are your postures in the form. Okay, part the horse's mane. So now this is a little fuller, opens up more, goes up to about forehead height, and finishing position, the palm should be facing you. Okay, let's do diagonal flying again. So you're going to start from here, angle up, like pointing up, and then part the horse's mane. Okay, diagonal flying, and part the horse's mane. Okay, switch, other side. Set up the shoulder hip position, slant up diagonally. Okay, part the horse's mane. Okay, let's do a diagonal flying. Draw back. So that's slanting, pull back. Hold the ball, part the horse's mane. Let's try that again. Diagonal flying. Part the horse's mane. Okay, center. Feet parallel. Cloud hands. Okay, palms down. Lower hoop. Lift up, turn it out. Carry tiger to the mountain. Okay, infinity sign. It's a figure eight on its side, about mid horizontal line in the body, about where your solar plexus. Okay, form the fists. Okay, palms together. Strum the lute. Okay, turn, draw the bow. Okay, turn and then turn torso back to the front. And center. Okay, now scoop down, spread the feet, horse stance, fan through the back. Okay, center, raise your hand, feet shoulder width. And palms down. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, we'll go through the sequence. Okay, right, so we start off with our feet parallel. First movement is preparation. Okay, shift your weight, step up on the left side, vertical elbow, the horizontal elbow press. Sit back, turn the corner. Step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists, single whip, hold the ball, shift the weight, diagonal flying. Shift the weight, step up, press forward, raise the hand, brush knee 4 times. Okay, try to follow and mimic the person in front of you. That way you just try to tracking the hands. So in group form, following the person in front of you actually will be the same side, but when you turn away, then the tendency is to reverse some of your movements. Strum the lute. Step up and close the door. Form the fists and punch. Sit back. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms. Leopard and tiger, springs to mountain. Neutral position. Turn, slice out, form fist under elbow, reset the neutral, vertical arm to horizontal elbow, straighten the rear foot as you turn to the left, reverse the stance, go forward, turn to the right, straighten the rear foot, reverse the stance. That second, repulse the monkey. Third, repulse the monkey. Reverse and push. Neutral position. Hold the ball, toe out, step up, diagonal flying. Sit back. Insert the needle. Step up, fan through the back, turn, stroke down, parry and punch. Okay, form the fist, step up, punch. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger, springs to mountain. Carry tiger to the mountain. Face the rear, corner, palms out, face the back wall, cross the forearms, left hand on the outside, raise the left hand, bend from the waist, stork flaps wings. Left side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists. Hold the ball. Diagonal flying. Cross, sit back, part the horse's mane, that's your left side, toe out, step up, stroke down, part the horse's mane. Cross corner, Jade Lady work shuttle. Cross corner, Jade Lady work shuttle. Hook your wrists. Single whip. Hold the ball. Cloud hands. In long form, we hold the ball first. Single whip. Okay, hold and reverse the ball now. Diagonal flying. Okay, deep breathing. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, so we have a few kind of new people in here. So what's the first thing you have to do when you learn the form, Mara? What's the first thing when you're trying to learn the sequence? Or why is it such a big challenge to learn movements? You know, a lot of people don't think of this, they just try to do it, right? So, how about Peter?
For me, it's just memory.
Just memory, right? That's the thing, right? Just memorize it. Joanne, what do you think?
Follow the person next to you.
Follow the person next to you. How about Deborah? These are long-term practitioners. What's the first thing you have to do? This is going back. Practice. So all of that is true. So the first thing you have to do is identify the postures. And each posture is a mini sequence. So we have grass to sparrow's tail, we have preparation, we have, brush, knee, and push. So all those are postures. We have to be able to do the individual units before you can actually string them together. So how many postures in the short form, the Tai Chi Paradigm form?
37?
No. Oh, how many different postures?
How many different?
34. We'll take 34 and divide by 2. There's 17 different postures. They're strung together because brush knee has 4 of them, right? So they don't count as 4. In the form, it's counted as a unit. And so if you string together 17 postures with the repetition and different ones, it's 37 movements. It should take about 4.5 minutes to do. That's because you say, how slow should you do it? So if you use time, then you would use 4 to 5 minutes as how slow you would do it. Because if it's too slow, then it becomes like not doing anything. He's just doing that. So Tai Chi, it looks like that initially, but what it is when you integrate your body, the movements and the transitions become longer. So when you string it together, it covers more distance, so it becomes more time. So that's how a movement should be done, all right? So the other thing is, everyone says memory, right? Repeat. So that's how we've learned through our life. That's how we do things. So if you try to cram a form into your brain, you can't do it that way. That's just like taking an exam. You cram it in, and the next day you forget it because it doesn't go into long-term memory, unless you have some information that's already stored there. When you cram it in, it'll work for an exam, but it might not even recall most of the stuff that you've done. So when you're cramming a form, you can't learn it all at one session. So when people come and follow the form, that's good for the experience of seeing the total form, but you have to go back and do one of the classes that we break things down into. So what's the strategy in practice? So this is stuff I've been looking at and seeing how the world does things in learning movement or memorizing things. So initially your brain develops, they call them engrams, and the clusters of neurons that you build from the first experience is something it does right away. And then if you do it over and over again, those clusters get reinforced because now the brain thinks you want to store it. So if that happens, then you start to, retain some of those movements. And then over time, you start to retain more and more, and those clusters become more dense and has more information there, and it's held together, and that's how it goes into long-term memory. But that's, what goes on in the brain. Most of us don't know that that's happening. We just do it. But then how do you get that to happen? So what's the strategy in memorizing sequences or units? So I think the best thing to do, and I'm going to probably put out something for people how to practice, but you should take your postures, and if you can't remember them in the beginning, you work on one posture at a time, like grasp the sparrow's tail, or anyone. You could do it sequentially based on the sheet that we have for the form, or you can take, after several sessions, you can take a group of movements and practice that. But how often should you practice it? That's the question that has to be answered and determined. So they have this new strategy. What's not really new? Scientists developed it or researched it back maybe in the 1800s. But the way to do it is, it's called space repetition. You practice it today. There's several ways of doing it, but you practice it today, you practice it 3 days later, and then 3 days later. So there's a space repetition in there. Because when you first do it, then you give it time to be absorbed, and then you do it again, and it reinforces. So the reason for doing the space repetition is because you want to flatten the forgetful curve. When you forget something, it's constantly happening. You see it, tomorrow it's gone. You see it, tomorrow it's gone. So you have to do it, say every other day for 2 or 3 sessions, and then you give it another break. So on the 7th day, so 4 days later, you would do it again, and that starts to help reinforce it. And the more often that you do it, the flatter that forgetful curve goes, and it becomes, your body will know it. Now that's just to learn the sequence, because information you store when you do movement is really just information, so your body, gets the memory through the movements, because the brain is really directing the skeleton or the muscles to do certain things at a certain time. So synchronization of the body is more complex than just a single movement. So with this, we have to build a constant reinforcement of building coordination on the two sides, cross-lateral coordination, and then you have to build the timing between what moves when and how. So all of that has to happen over a period of time. So the Tai Chi is, one of the, exercises that probably is the hardest to learn as far as learning sequential type things, because it takes so much coordination and so much, control of the body. But it's not that it's impossible to learn. It's something that takes time, because your body has to evolve. It's morphing itself into this other, being, sort of. But what's happening is you're wiring your body. So if your body hasn't moved in a certain way, it just doesn't know it. So you have to teach your body to do that, and that could be just one thing. So when we do an exercise like this, what are we doing here? we're building muscle memory for this. We're building rotational movement through the spine using the lower back. All the muscles in here are engaged to do something. It's turning. Most of us just house, the organs in there and just kind of breathe and it expands and contracts. But if you want to coordinate your body to control it, which is a motor skill, you have to actually take certain parts of your body and move it in order to learn the directional change. I know I teach a lot of, people like in Belmont and Tessines, and this is how it looks when they never move their body, because they can do this, but then they can't get the rest of it to happen because it doesn't know that the body can do this. So this goes this way, that goes that way, it goes back, up, and down. So it takes some control to do that. And if your body's never moved it like that, then what happens is the body, there's a conflict in the motion. And what is that conflict? It's tension. So you have to break all these little minute habits that are in the body, then to reconfigure everything. So that's how we have to learn. And so there's a lot to it. So how often should you do it? A couple of 3 times a week, probably. Just learning. And you don't have to learn the whole sequence at once, but you can learn postures and build sequences a little at a time and be able to recall it, because the end goal is for you to be able to do it yourself, because it's, you're not always going to have someone to follow, so you want to be able to do it yourself. And the only way you can do self-practice is if you can memorize enough that you have confidence enough to do it on your own as much as you know, and then you build off of that. And then as the form sequence gets in your subconscious, means you don't have to think about the sequence, which is what we should have, that level, and then your movements can evolve, because you can't fix certain parts of the motions until you evolve. Like you won't see, things that you didn't see in the beginning. Now you see it now because you've got to a stage where you can identify with it and relate to what's going on in the movement. So that's a constant. It will always happen. So let's go through the Tai Chi Paradigm again, then we'll do it a long form. So just follow along. This is just to get familiar with it, and then you can break out and do some postures. Ready? Preparation. So just remember this, their name, this is preparation. This is called beginning style. Left and right side. You sit and turn, flip the hands, step up, grasp the sparrow's tail. So the short form is made up of 7 sections. So this is single whip. It's not the only type of single whip. It's a stylistic difference. Some styles do it differently. You step up, press forward, raise the hand. Stork flaps wings. Okay, that's section 1. Turn. Brush knee 4 times. 2 on the right. Go forward. Turn to the left. Brush knee and push. Going forward. Okay, strum the lute. Step up, close the door, parallel stance. Form the fist, step up on the left side. You're going to punch, divert and block, which is the infinity sign. Cross the arms, leopard and tiger, springs to mountain. Okay, so that's section 2. Sit back, turn, stroke out, fist under elbow. Neutral position, repulse the monkey. So we do this 3 times. We'll go 1 more. You end up on the left side. Now you go to neutral. Hold the ball. Step up, diagonal flying. And sit back. Insert the needle. Fan through the back. Okay, section 3, and then we'll turn, go to section 4. Parry and punch. Form the fists, step up and punch. Divert, block, and punch. Cross the arms. Leopard and tiger springs to mountain. And turn. Carry tiger to the mountain. We go to the back side. This begins the left side. So this will go to section 5. 6 and 7 will be all the way to the end. So this will be left side, grasp the sparrow's tail. Hook your wrists. So all of this is still section 5, diagonal flying. Part the horse's mane. And then this will go into section 6, Jade Lady Work Shuttle. Cross over, left side. Cross over, forward and back. Drop your elbow, cloud hand, section 7. Hold, yep. So it's 4 hand movements in the form. Single whip. Okay, now we hold the ball. Get familiar with the terms. Reverse the ball. Diagonal flying. Okay, close the form. And close. Okay, deep breathing. Inhale. Okay, then we'll do the long form. Okay, so I'm gonna switch out so Mara's gonna come up and lead the form. So I'll go down there with Constantine, you'll go down here. Yeah, you just go to the long form and Nan's over here. So, yeah, you can do the long form and I'll work with the 2 new people. Yeah. Over here, yeah. So you just go through the long form from the beginning now. So I'm gonna work with you.